Harris County, Texas. The officer met with the complainant, who stated he was assaulted by the defendant at around midnight that morning. The complainant stated he and the defendant had been at a comedy club and the defendant was drinking. An argument ensued.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. The complainant and the defendant are in a dating relationship as of 6 years. And on December 28th, 2024, the officer is dispatched to a disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer met with the complainant, who stated he was assaulted by the defendant at around midnight that morning. The complainant stated he and the defendant had been at a comedy club and the defendant was drinking. An argument ensued and the complainant began gathering his belongings, and the defendant punched the complainant in the face with her left arm, making contact with the center of his face. The complainant said the defendant also slapped him with an open fist on his right cheek twice, causing pain.
Got it. All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do we know whether he wants to have contact or not? You guys reached out to him?
It was attempted this morning, but unsuccessful.
Okay, because I don't know what this person wants. I'm ordering you not to have
We
contact.
have a contact or no contact.
Stop. Don't say anything. I'm just telling you what the expectation is, so you know, because if you violate these conditions or if you pick up a new case, I'm going to revoke the bond. We'll put you in jail. No more PR bonds. So no contact, no weapons. There is a protective order that has been issued in this case. Get to know it, because if you violate the protective order, they can file additional charges against you. Do you understand? So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to be sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury or wait for your lawyer to get here.
He's not gonna come. They've already contacted you guys and let you know he's out of town and he'll be back on the 9th. They said I just needed to come and sign my bond conditions.
Okay.
It's Maverick Ray.
Contact and no weapons.
Yes, Judge.
All right. So what we'll have you do is we'll have you just take a seat. We'll have you sign a reset. And I don't know, perhaps did you hear from Maverick at all?
No. They did try to reset it, but I said there would be bond conditions for her.
Did they give you a good date?
He's back on the 9th.
2 months out, and if it didn't work for them, they could.
Got it. Okay. So we'll have you sign a reset and we'll just have you take a seat at the jury box.
Yes.
Please. Hey, how are you? Mr. Stewart, what's new?
Sir, how was your New Year?
Great. We did PC on your case.
Okay.
We just did stand up. What's your guy's name again?
My last name is Allen, Your Honor. I would like to make an argument on PC. I don't know whether.
Absolutely. I'm always ready to hear it. So refresh my memory. What happened?
So in Allen's case, it was where the officer came to a stop behind the defendant's vehicle and the light turned green. The
But he
defendant,
had expired registration, right?
no, Your Honor. In this case, the defendant's vehicle proceeded through the green light and immediately drifted approximately halfway onto the shoulder with other vehicles around it and then jerked back into the lane.
Were there any other vehicles around when this happened?
Yes, the officer explicitly wrote there are other vehicles around the vehicle before the driver jerked back in the lane. So he went into the shoulder and there are other vehicles.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. My argument is, Your Honor, that, as far as what's actually alleged, says the light turned green and the truck along with several other vehicles proceeded, which obviously is in compliance with the law. The only argument that the state has made here elucidated is that they observed a Silverado drift into the shoulder with other vehicles around it. If he's drifting into the shoulder, that's not endangering any other vehicle. That's not an allegation of, the safety of anybody else out there on the roadway. The shoulder is away from any other vehicles. Maybe he's doing this in an abundance of caution. There's no indication that it was dangerous or endangered any other vehicle, anything like that within the allegations here. Furthermore, there's numerous reasons why a vehicle is 100% legally allowed to drive in the right-hand shoulder of a vehicle. I think there's 9 reasons in the state of Texas why a vehicle is allowed to drive in the shoulder. There's nothing here that alleges that basically he committed any sort of crime that would lead the officer to then stop him. This is insufficient information. And I would argue that there's not valid probable cause here on this case.
I think he has a valid point where, perhaps well, I mean, I don't want to speculate, and you're saying, well, maybe he did it because of this, but I don't want to speculate, right? Because were there other cars? I don't know. Was it dangerous? I don't know. I mean,
Judge, but failure to maintain a single lane when there are other vehicles within the vicinity is a valid reason for a stop.
right, but you got to articulate facts as well, right? So according to the statute.
Right, and I understand because we've had this issue before where it's failure to maintain a single lane, but we're unsure if there's other vehicles. That I can appreciate and understand. But in this case, the officer did specify that there were other vehicles in the vicinity. And
Yeah.
under Texas law, that is sufficient for a stop.
I disagree. I think that when we look at the statute for trying to maintain single lane, the second half of the statute is that it endangered somebody, and there's no indication here that there was any danger.
Was it 545.460? Isn't that it?
Fleming, yeah, Fleming, pardon.
545.060, Section A2, may not move from the lane unless that movement can be made safely. Shall drive as nearly as practical entirely within a single lane, and 2, may not move from the lane unless that movement can be made safely. There's no allegation here that the movement was made unsafely, or that there was
Judge,
anything
I
unsafe
also
about it.
have the list of, where under Texas law, where it's permissible to drive on the shoulder, to stop, stand, or park, to accelerate before entering the main lane of traffic, to decelerate.
Let's do this. I mean, this is gonna take quite a bit of more time. So can you come back? Do you have anywhere else to go?
Oh, yeah.
Let me go through the arraignments, get everybody done and out of here, and then because this is gonna take quite a bit more time,
Yes, sir.
right? And then give you time to take a look more, so if you need to, you two as well, if you want to try to find a case law. Let me just go through, because I have another lawyer that's waiting,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll help you out, but let me get through everything. Yeah, for sure. Good morning. Great to see you. How are you? Always a pleasure. All right. Mr. Barajas, you are charged with 2 counts of assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on each. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. If you have the right to have an attorney present, if you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
It's my understanding that the state's going to dismiss one of the, it's the same industry found.
Ah,
That's my understanding.
okay. Good to know. Thank you. Sure.
On December 29th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, and was met at the front door by the complainant. The complainant stated that I apologize, Your Honor. The complainant provided a statement and brought the officer into her kitchen, and the officer was able to see redness on the upper left side of the complainant's face near her eye. The officer also observed on the complainant a small laceration and fresh blood. The complainant had tears in her eyes and stated that the defendant and she had been in a dating relationship for on and off for 6 years, and that in the morning, the defendant and she got into a verbal argument about various issues, and the defendant became irate due to her confronting him about the issues, and he started belittling her and calling her derogatory names. The complainant then stated that when they were arguing, she responded by insulting the defendant back, and then things began to intensify. Eventually, the defendant charged at the complainant, and the complainant stated that the defendant slapped her with an open palm across her face, throwing her backwards onto the bed. And as the complainant attempted to cover up her face by turning on her stomach, the defendant punched her in the back 3 times with a closed fist, and the complainant did feel pain from being slapped and punched in the back.
Okay, Mr. Vara, because I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm entering now what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This identifies Ms. Alvarado as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's not a big deal. Are they prescriptive?
Yes, sir.
Back on. Okay. I want you to understand that I'm issuing a protective order that identifies her as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You know, threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you violate this, the state can and will file a violation protective order against you, and it's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Just don't have any contact. don't have any weapons, and you'll be fine with us. Got a great lawyer. Listen to him. He'll take care of you. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but you have to stay in contact with him. If he comes back, tells me he can't get a hold of you because you've taken off, a warrant will be issued. You pick up a new case, a warrant will be issued. It's not hard. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're gonna have them file all the documents. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go, okay?
State's asking for 1,500.
Do you want a PR bond?
The court's going, I just didn't want to fight too much this morning, but
Of course,
Yes, Sergeant.
please.
It's already-
I just see the stuff from 92. That's all I see, right? Is that it? Okay, I'll grant you a PR bond, but understand, this is the only one I'm gonna give you. You become a danger to my city, you become a danger to my community, I'm gonna yank that PR bond and I'm gonna make it high. You understand?
Yes,
It's
Your Honor.
not hard, all right? Okay, there's a ton of paperwork we're gonna have to do, so just pick a date with Victoria and then you're good. Don't leave until you sign all the paperwork, Mr. Rojas, okay?
it's a